Welcome to English A to Z. Here, you learn English through real stories. When you listen, your ears grow stronger. When you read, your eyes grow sharper. Step by step, you will improve. Today, we follow the life of Charlie Kirk, a boy with a dream, a man with a mission. He faced rejection, pain, and attacks, but he rose higher. He built a movement. He spoke to millions, and he left a legacy. Listen carefully, read slowly, feel the story, and let his life teach you English and courage. Charlie Kirk was born in 1993 in the suburbs of Chicago. He was not rich. He was not famous. He was a simple boy with a burning dream. As a child, he loved America's story. He read about freedom. He read about faith. He believed his country was worth protecting. At 18, Charlie applied to the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. This was his dream: to serve, to lead, to wear the uniform. But the letter came. It was short. It said no. He was rejected. His dream collapsed in 1 second. He felt broken. He felt small. He cried alone. But then he thought, maybe this is not the end. Maybe this is the beginning. Soon after, he gave a small speech at a local event. He was nervous. His hands shook. But his words were strong. He spoke about freedom. He spoke about young people. And people listened. That night, he felt a new fire. He realized he could inspire others. He realized his voice had power. He chose a new path. He would not walk through the gates of West Point. He would build his own gates. He would build a movement. This was the start. A boy, a broken dream, a new fire. In 2012, Charlie was only 18. No degree, no money, no big plan. But he had faith, and he had an idea. He started Turning Point USA, not in a tall office, not in a big hall. He started it in his parents' garage. The dream was clear: help students love freedom, help the next generation believe in America. But it was hard. He made phone calls. Most people said no. He knocked on doors. Most doors stayed shut. He drove across the country. Old car, little gas, big hope. He visited colleges. He set up small tables. He gave out flyers. Some laughed. Some ignored him. But a few listened. A few said yes. Those small yeses kept him alive. He told himself, movements don't start big. They start small. But they grow when we don't quit. Day by day, Turning Point grew. From one school to many schools. From a few voices to a crowd. Charlie had no degree, but he had vision. And vision was enough to carry him forward. The garage dream became a campus fire, and soon that fire would spread across America. Turning Point USA was small at first, but Charlie worked without rest. He traveled by car, by bus, by plane. He gave speech after speech. He met student after student. He told them, freedom matters. Your voice matters. America is worth defending. Some students joined, then more. The numbers grew fast. Charlie learned to lead. He built a team. He built events. He built hope. Soon, Turning Point was no longer a dream. It was real. It had members. It had energy. Donors began to notice. Supporters began to give. Money came in. Not much at first, but enough to grow. Charlie gave everything. He slept little. He worked late nights. He woke early mornings. He believed this was his mission. Step by step, he turned a garage project into a national force. From one young man to thousands of students. From small flyers to giant conferences. Charlie was becoming more than a student activist. He was becoming a leader for a generation. And he knew this was only the beginning. Charlie was still young, but now he stood on big stages. He spoke in halls. He spoke in arenas. He spoke on TV. His words were clear. His style was sharp. His passion was fire. Crowds listened. Students cheered. Donors gave more. Turning Point exploded. It grew to hundreds of employees. It raised millions of dollars. It reached millions of young Americans. Charlie became famous, loved by many, hated by some, but never ignored. He said often, "Being wealthy is not just money. True wealth is in the soul. True success is solving problems." He spoke of discipline, of sacrifice, of faith in God. His speeches became lessons, short lines, simple truths, but full of power. Some laughed at him, some attacked him, but Charlie kept speaking. He kept building. He kept rising. Now he was more than an activist. He was a national voice. A voice for young people. A voice for faith and freedom. As Charlie rose, he caught the eye of leaders. One of them was Donald Trump. Trump saw in Charlie a fighter, a man with energy, a man who could speak to the youth. Charlie admired Trump too. He admired his strength. He admired his boldness. He admired his fight for America. Soon they met. They talked. They worked together. Charlie spoke at Trump's events. Trump praised Charlie's work. The bond grew strong. For Charlie, this friendship was more than politics. It was trust. It was family. He said, "Trump is not perfect. No man is. But he fights, and he does not quit. That is why I stand with him." With Trump's support, Turning Point grew faster. More students joined. More voices rose. The media attacked Charlie. The critics mocked him. But he smiled. He said, "If they attack you, it means you matter." Together, Trump and Charlie showed a generation that courage is louder than fear. Charlie's journey was not easy. He faced rejection. He faced hate. He faced danger. But he never quit. He believed pain was a teacher. He believed faith was a weapon. He taught young people simple lessons. Work hard. Read books. Stay disciplined. Sacrifice comfort. Build something greater than yourself. He said, "Most people don't really want to be rich. They want the lifestyle. But true success takes sacrifice. True success takes grit." He gave 200 red-eye flights. He gave 1,200 TV interviews. He spoke at dawn. He spoke at night. He gave everything. Charlie also taught about friends. He said, "Delete the voices that drag you down. Find mentors. Find encouragers. Build with people who lift you higher." He showed that success is not magic. It is work. It is discipline. It is faith. His life became a classroom, and every speech was a lesson. Charlie Kirk's story burned bright, but it ended in shock. He was attacked. He was shot. The nation gasped. The world cried. News spread fast. Millions prayed. Millions wept. A young leader was gone, but his words lived on. Turning Point USA kept growing. His team kept working. His dream kept breathing. People said, "Charlie's body is gone, but his spirit stays." His faith, his courage, his fire will never die. Donald Trump spoke. He said, "Charlie was a warrior. He was a friend. He was a true American. His legacy will last forever." For many, Charlie became more than a leader. He became a symbol of courage, a symbol of faith, a symbol of never giving up. His life was short, but it was full, and his story will echo for generations. This was the story of Charlie Kirk, a boy with a dream, a man with a mission, a leader with a legacy. His journey was full of pain, but it was also full of hope. He showed us that rejection is not the end. It can be the beginning. He showed us that courage is stronger than fear, that faith is stronger than hate, that one voice can grow into millions. Charlie's life is also a lesson for you. If you want to learn English, keep listening, keep reading, keep practicing. Step by step, your skills will grow. Just like Charlie's dream grew, Never quit. Never stop. Build your own path. Thank you for learning with English A to Z. If you enjoyed this story, like, share, and subscribe. Together, we will learn more stories. Together, we will grow stronger in English and in life.